Hello. Hi. So you guys want to know how special I am today? I just did the whole lesson and never hit record. Woo, all right. So second time around. Unit 7, lesson 14. It says, are there symmetries around the ones placed for the thousands and thousands place? Discuss why or why not. Well, if I'm looking at this is very similar to the other day. Is there any symmetry around the 1? And if you look at this, you can see right now, if we're going around the 1, if I go to the right, there's a 0 and a 0 before, and if I go to the left, there's a 0 after. If I go to the 100th spot, there's 2 zeros. And if I go to the 100th spot, there's 2 zeros. It's just on the opposite side of the 1, and it continues on for the thousands. If I look at the fractions, all that's happening is the numerator and the denominator is switching. 10 over 1, 1 over 10. Now if I look at the hundreds, 100 over 1, and 100ths. And with the money, it's the same thing as if I were to do the regular decimal. So it says, write the equivalent number of hundreds and thousands. So this is in the 10 spot. So now I have to go to the 100 spots. So that's the 100 spots. To make it equivalent, the 2 would not move. All I'm doing is adding a 0 after. Because this is 2 tens, and that's 20 hundredths. Because I can make that, these are equivalent. Because it doesn't matter how many zeros I add after, it's still going to be equivalent. So now it wants 1,000 spots. Well, that's the tens, hundreds, thousands. So that is 200 thousands. So now what I would like you to do is do number 3 real quick with 9/10. And right here, I'm writing in 90 hundredths and 900 thousandths. So hopefully that. We're going to skip the bottom part and flip to the other side of the book to page 378. Read and write each mixed number as a decimal. So, remember, if you can read it, you can write it. 6 and 300ths. So remember, the whole number is what goes in front, 6, and when I say and, that's a decimal. 300ths, well, that's the 10th spot, that's the 100. The 3 is going to go in the 100th spot. So 6 and 300ths. If I put the 3 right here, it'd be 30 hundredths, and that's not 30, it's 3. So if I look at number 5, 12 and 705 thousandths. So I know I have the 12. Oh, if I have 12 and now I need the thousands, tens, hundreds, thousands. You're not going to move any of these numbers around. The last number is going to go in the last place value, which is thousands, so 5. So it's 705. Remember, it should stay. You're not moving any of those numbers around. So if I look at number 6, 41 and 4 thousandths. So I can write the 41 and thousand spots, tens, hundreds, thousands. The 4 goes in the thousand spot. So I have these 2 blanks, so I'm going to put zeros. 41 and 4 thousandths. Number 7 is 7 and 9/10, so 7 and 10 spots right here, so that's where the 9 goes to make 7 and 9/10. Read and write each decimal as mixed numbers. So we're going to have 26 and 312 thousandths because that's a tens, hundreds, thousands. So 26, and that means a fraction. 312 goes on top, and the place value it's in is what goes on the bottom. So 1,000, so I put 1,000 down here. 26 and 312 thousandths. Number 9 is 2 and 1/10. So 2 and 1 over 10, because this is in the 10th place value. Number 10 says 3 and 88 hundredths, because this is in the 100 spots. So that's